The day began like any other inside the massive concrete structure known only as Facility Meridian. Workers clocked in, scanners hummed, and the rhythmic sound of reinforced steel doors opening and closing echoed down the hallways. Every person inside the compound walked with purpose. They knew where they belonged, and they knew where they were not allowed to go. No one questioned the rules. No one pushed the boundaries. Because everyone understood one thing very clearly. Facility Meridian was not a place you explored. It was a place you obeyed. Agent Cole Maddox had worked security there for 9 years. He had seen hundreds of contractors, analysts, and technicians walk through the front gate. Some stayed, some left, some simply disappeared into the restricted floors below ground level and were never spoken of again. Cole didn't ask questions, not because he wasn't curious, but because the one time he did ask, a supervisor simply stared at him and said, "Curiosity doesn't live long here." Cole understood the message. On that particular morning, he noticed something unusual. A woman, maybe in her early 30s, walked through the main entry wearing a plain black coat and carrying a small case. She moved with calm confidence, but there was something different about her. A strange stillness. A precision in every step as though she had rehearsed them. Cole had seen military officers, intelligence analysts, and even foreign diplomats pass through the facility. But this woman was in none of the databases he recognized. Cole approached her as she stood near the checkpoint, slipping her identification badge out of her pocket. The badge had a metallic sheen unlike any other ID in the facility. It reflected the light in a way that almost looked alive. Cole frowned, glancing at the unfamiliar design. The badge didn't match any clearance he had ever seen. Not level 1, not level 2, not level 5, the highest he had ever encountered. And yet, the woman held it casually, almost deliberately. She stepped toward the scanner, but the guard behind the desk raised his hand. He looked at Cole and said quietly, "Escort her to Administrator Rhodes." Cole didn't question the order. He simply nodded and motioned for the woman to follow. As they began walking down the long corridor, Cole noticed something else. Every camera turned while she walked past. Not just tracking movement, they were locking onto her. System algorithms were analyzing her face faster than human eyes could blink. The computers didn't recognize her either. And when Facility Meridian's systems failed to identify someone, alarms usually followed. But today, there was only silence. Cole cleared his throat and asked her name, trying to maintain professionalism despite the tension tightening in his chest. She didn't answer immediately. She simply studied him with calm, steady eyes. After a long pause, she replied, "You can call me Mara." No last name, no rank, nothing else. Cole tried to hide his unease. They walked past several checkpoints, each one guarded by armed personnel. Protocol required that anyone without a valid facility ID be stopped and scanned. But each time they approached a gate, the guards glanced at Mara, hesitated, then turned their eyes away. As though they had been warned, or ordered, or intimidated. When they reached the central elevator, Cole tapped his badge. The elevator panel beeped, granting access to level 3. But the guard standing beside the elevator frowned and shook his head. "She's not going to level 3, the guard said quietly. "Take her to level 7. Cole stared at him. Level 7 didn't exist on his diagrams. As far as he knew, the facility only went to level 6. But the guard was deadly serious, and something about the weight in his voice left no room for argument. Cole turned to the elevator panel, but there was no button for level 7. That's when Mara reached forward and placed her metallic ID card against the security pad beside the doors. The entire panel lit up instantly. A new symbol appeared on the touchscreen, glowing in an electric blue pattern Cole had never seen. The elevator made a soft clicking noise like a lock that had not been opened in years. With a hiss, the doors slid open. Cole stepped inside, unsure whether to feel honored or terrified that he was now part of something clearly far above his clearance. The doors closed behind them, and the elevator began descending. The lights dimmed, and the hum of the machinery changed. This was not the usual mechanical vibration. This was something deeper, older, almost like the elevator was dropping into a hidden world beneath the facility. After nearly a full minute of silence, Cole asked carefully, "What exactly is your clearance level?" Mara replied without emotion, "My clearance is not listed in your system. It is above it." Cole felt a chill run through his body. Finally, the elevator slowed and came to a stop. The doors opened to reveal a corridor that looked nothing like the rest of the facility. The walls were lined with titanium plating. The temperature was lower. The lighting was softer, with a faint blue glow that seemed to pulse with energy. Cole stepped out cautiously, but Mara walked forward confidently as though she had walked these halls many times. A guard appeared at the far end, wearing armor Cole had never seen before. The guard looked at Mara, then at Cole, then reached for a biometric reader. Mara handed him her badge. The guard scanned it, and the screen flashed, "Clearance verified. Level 7 access granted." Below the message was a seal Cole recognized only from rumors. A classified insignia belonging to a branch of intelligence so secret that even its existence was denied by every government department. The guard nodded once. Then he turned to Cole. "Only she is authorized." Cole opened his mouth to protest, but Mara looked back at him and spoke softly, "You've come far enough. Thank you for escorting me." It was polite, but final. The tone of someone who was used to giving orders without raising her voice. Cole watched as she passed through another heavy door. It slid open with a deep mechanical rumble the moment her ID touched the scanner. The door glowed the same bright blue as the elevator panel. Cole realized that her ID didn't just grant access. It activated systems he didn't even know existed. Once the door sealed shut behind her, Cole was left alone in the dim, silent hallway. He stared at the emblem on the wall. Level 7. The place that wasn't supposed to exist. And the woman whose clearance exceeded everyone in the facility. He returned to the elevator, still shaken, and rode back up to the main level. 2 hours later, Administrator Rhodes himself requested a meeting with Cole. The administrator's office overlooked the central command center. He motioned for Cole to sit and then asked a single question, "Tell me everything the woman said and did." Cole repeated every detail, from her calm demeanor to the moment her ID triggered the Level 7 systems. Rhodes listened intently, then folded his hands. "You did the right thing. That woman is not someone you stop. She is someone you obey." Cole wanted to ask who she was, but Rhodes stood, signaling the end of the conversation. As Cole reached the door, Rhodes added quietly, "If she ever returns, you will not escort her. You will stand aside." Cole left the office with more questions than answers. Over the next days, whispers circulated among the staff. People spoke about power fluctuations, system resets, and classified personnel being summoned to the lower levels. But no one mentioned Mara by name. It was as if she had never been there. Weeks later, Cole received a message on his private terminal. No sender. No signature. Just a single line of text. "Thank you for the escort. Below it was a symbol. The same symbol from the Level 7 security door. Cole stared at the screen, realizing that whatever Mara was, whatever Level 7 held, he had stepped into a world far beyond anything he had trained for. And somewhere, deep beneath Facility Meridian, a classified project was operating again. Because of her. And that was the moment Cole understood a simple truth. He hadn't escorted her out. She had escorted him to the edge of a secret he was never meant to see.